Well, it's the end of an era at the City Center Airport. Runway 1634 is now officially closed. For some, it couldn't have come soon enough. And for others, it was a day of disappointment with the hope the closure can be reversed in the months ahead. Vinesh Pratap has more.
X marks the spot where planes can no longer land at the City Center Airport. The runway lights have been removed and barriers are up, preventing planes from taxiing onto the runway.
We're shutting one runway, and certainly there's some sentiment around that. And although operationally we'll continue to operate with that one runway, and that's common at airports, certainly we still respect that for some tenants it's a challenging day.
The closure of this runway does not mean the outright closure of the City Center Airport. Activity will still take place on the other runway. When it comes to closing this facility, that will be Council's decision. But of course, a number of other factors are at play right now.
It's pretty disappointing to see them out early this morning, putting X's on the runway.
For the lobby group fighting to keep the airport open, the runway closure will not stop them from collecting the signatures they need to force a plebiscite.
We are absolutely going to carry forward. We're still collecting signatures. We still have volunteers lined up that are eager to push us to the 80,000 mark. After this weekend, we just passed the 50,000 mark.
We only closed the northern part of the Bravo. The southern part is all open, and it connects right to runway 1230.
With 1634 closed, Edmonton Airports is ensuring access isn't restricted to businesses housed parallel to it. And a GPS-based navigational aid has been installed for the remaining runway.
We've been communicating it to the users of the airport for quite a while.
Meantime, wrecking crews are not expected to be tearing up 1634 anytime soon. Redevelopment is still years away.
There's no urgency from our perspective to have this concrete removed for any kind of redevelopment purpose or anything like that. That'll come as the plans are put in place. So, I mean, it would be premature for us to do any kind of work along those lines without any of those plans in place.
The closure is a history-making move, but depending on who you ask, either the right or wrong one. Vinesh Pratap, Global News.
An international design competition has been launched for the redevelopment of City Center. Later this week, the finalists will be announced with the winning designer chosen later this year.
Some questions are being raised over the timing of a petition to keep the City Center Airport open. Envision Edmonton is trying to collect 80,000 signatures to have the issue put to a referendum. Now the city says its lawyers are looking into whether it's too late. The Municipal Government Act may require such a petition within 60 days of a council decision. It was last June that council voted to move ahead with the phased closure of the airport. That closure began yesterday with the north-south runway being shut down. Envision Edmonton, the group trying to keep the airport open, says it consulted with lawyers before starting its signature drive.